welcome back to our final segment of Common Sense New Hampshire. Phone number once again 603-217-5400. I want to apologize to everybody. Aaron says that I have allergies. I've never had allergies in my life. My voice is completely gone. You should have heard me last night trying to scream for people's names. You know, Emily. I'm telling you, I sounded like I sounded like I was going through puberty or something like that. It was crazy. But Erin saved the day when she had a private party and then she ended up.
You sounded like a little frog.
Something of that nature. But anyway, our phone number once again 603-217-5400. This will be our last segment. And again, just
no
give us
commercials, all the way to the top.
Yeah, so this is an exclusive here. So let's talk about this. So here in the Gate City, here in Nashua, a program was instituted, if you will. Let me read you the story, and then we could talk about that. It says 200 bicycles have made their way to the Gate City, ready for anyone who wants to hop on for a ride. The city has partnered with a company called VO Ride, an adaptable dockless bike sharing program that allows riders to locate and access nearby bikes by their cell phones. Quote, the goal is to provide reliable alternative transportation for residents and visitors. These programs are popular and they're coming to more cities. There are already so much excitement and positive feedback from people on the streets. The city has entered into a memorandum of understanding that VO Ride, after seeking out possible vendors, the program is not costing the city any money, which is a big plus. You know, they came in and said, hey, listen, we can provide you 200 bikes in the city, and here's how the program works. No one's going to steal these bikes because they're these noticeable blue bikes. I mean, if you're running a blue
someone's going to try.
Well, again, they're also GPSed, but these bikes are made by, I don't know, titanium or something like that.
So they're fat friendly.
They're very fat friendly. Oh, good, good. Absolutely. And it says the pilot.
I'm not getting on a bike though. That's not going to happen.
So it says the pilot program is being tested for 4 months, obviously for the summer months. If it's successful, the city has the option to continue the use of VO rides in Nashua. This past weekend, 200 bikes were distributed through several different public places in the city, specific areas where there's already a high demand for bike ridership, especially here in downtown. Participants download the VO Ride app. It's VEORIDE. Onto your smartphone, and then you can use the app to locate a public bicycle. So it's really cool. It's kind of like Uber, but in a different way. So you download the app, and then it's going to show you the different where you can find these particular bikes. So you just go to one, and you reserve the bike 10 minutes in advance if you want. Once the participant is with the bike, they can use a QR code. You know those funny square little things. It's like a UPC's code, and you scan it. It's kind of like that's how it works. Once you do that, it will unlock all these bikes when they're not in use, I should say. They're locked, and that's one of the reasons why they're doing this via smartphone. It says it's a self-locking bike, adding participants to pay 50 cents to ride these bikes for 15 minutes. So in reality, it's going to cost you $2 to ride these bikes. Okay.
For an hour. The
bike fee is paid with a credit card using the participant's smartphone, which is great because it takes care of the liability issue or whatever, because if something happens to the particular bike, they know who used it last. And again, it has to stay within the city limits of Nashua, from what I've been told. If the rider needs to temporarily park the bike into a store or a business, the biker can be placed on hold for 10 minutes. The bicycle does not need to be returned to its original location. It can be left in any public area that is not distracting to pedestrians or motorists. Ideally, a bike rack is, if there's one available, according to organizers. And it says, we want these to be available to everybody. VO Ride is currently working on an alternative program for people who are unbanked or have no smartphone that would still allow them to utilize these bikes. And it goes on, she envisions people to work downtown using the bikes during their lunch break, grab a quick meal to go, as well as people who have short work commutes, families who want to enjoy a bike ride, so on and so forth. VO Ride is the sole operator of this particular bike program, not the city. If there's a demand for more than 200 bikes, an additional 100 bikes will be added to their pilot program. So it's now and for the next 4 months. So now I've seen so many things on Facebook. I've seen some bikes just left on the ground. I've seen some bikes that are, at nearby parks. I've seen them at the library. I've even seen them in my own neighborhood. I've even seen them at the border of Merrimack and Nashua, where one of the fishing ponds is. So I guess the question that I have to my panel here is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? What are the pros? What are the cons?
It'll eventually turn bad. Somebody will do something stupid and just... What's going to get recognition is going to be something dumb that somebody does with this bike. Either vandalizes it or uses it inappropriately or whatever. That's what's going to make the news. Not what you just said, what that is. Because everybody likes the what do they call that? The right of life?
Right, sure.
Everybody slows down to see an accident. You know what? Mm-hmm. Nobody slows down to see what's really going on.
Right, sure.
They slow down to go, called it. I knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and it sucks that way society is. It's just, somebody's going to fuck up.
I like the program. I do. I think it's a great way. It gets people motivated. It gets people moving. Am I going to take the opportunity to ride one of these bikes? Probably not, just because I have a busy schedule and depending on where they are. So that's one thing. I do like the situation where you don't have to go to one location to find a bike, because like I said, I downloaded the app and stuff, and I find several bikes everywhere. The southern part of New Hampshire, the southern part of Nashua, the northern part of Nashua.
Holy shit.
And also in downtown.
Sorry.
So the availability of these bikes are everywhere. There's even one here in the alleyway ready to be taken. I don't know if it's still there or not.
It's just sitting there unlocked.
It's
they're
sitting
locked.
there locked.
Oh.
So when you download the app on your phone.
I just downloaded the app, and you should see the amount of bikes that are around here.
Now, when you say they're locked, what's locked?
They'll beep. If you try to move the bike, it'll beep on you.
Let me find you a picture of
the
actual bike.
The brakes. I don't know if there's a locking, like a braking, brake locking.
So there's like a fender over the tire covering it.
Exactly.
It's like a what do they call those things where they lock your cars up where you can't move the car?
That's exactly how it works.
It almost looks like a.
These bikes are very well made. They're indestructible almost.
Yeah.
They're this hideous blue, but who cares about the color? You know what I mean? Because even if you go to Puerto Rico or Florida and you're renting a bike, it looks like a rental.
You know the negative side of this, too? Because I can just see, because we're coming into the summertime and kids are out of school. All right? And I
you
understand,
have to be 18 or older.
I understand. No, see, that's the thing right there. I'm a 16-year-old kid. I see this bike.
Never mind.
I can't do anything. I'm aggravated. Let's slash the tires.
But here's it. Good point.
Yeah.
Good points. But here's the
Screw
thing.
your program.
Yeah. Here's the thing that you mentioned. It says 18. You said what? 18 years or older. How do you know that the person that's going to be renting the bike is 18 years? Because, like I said, these 16 years.
I'm just telling you what the app says.
Because there are so many prepaid credit cards out there that a 16-year-old can grab or get. They grab the app. They put that credit card onto that program. They're not even 18, and they're going to be able to.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about a 16, 15-year-old kid that can't ride a bike because he's either low income or whatever. He takes that bike and chucks it into the river.
Yep.
That's the scenarios that I think. That's my sick mind going, oh, I can't be part of your fucking program? Yeah. Well, fuck you and your bike. It's in the river now.
Well, here's the other thing, because wasn't there a recent report that there was like 27 bikes at one of the high schools, and I think there were several other bikes at the other high school as well. So there's Nashua High North and there's Nashua High South. And I believe that there were several bikes in the bike rack at the schools. Mm-hmm. That tells me that not all those bikes were ridden by 18-year-olds. You know what I mean? So it makes me wonder.
And there's probably some kid out there that can go, listen, dude, just do this, and this bike is undetectable. So just, that's the thing.
So there's
that's
the
a girl's bike.
There's the bike. But this is the whole locking mechanism right there.
Well, some genius 16-year-old kid's going to figure out how to fix
what
that.
I said.
And next thing you know, that's going to be... I bet you can YouTube it. How do you bypass the braking system on a rental bike? Yeah. And next thing you know, everybody's like, boop, boop, boop.
But Bernie's like, oh, who's going to want it? It's blue. I'm like, can of spray paint?
Dude, it doesn't matter, man. Yeah. It's free.
Well,
you take off the basket.
Here's
you change the handlebars. You get a can of spray paint.
It's still, again.
Well, not only that, but we also have the canal here.
Yep.
You brought up that good point that it just takes one person to do that, where they're just going to take that bike and just flip it into the river.
And again, the way social media is they'll call it Bike Flip Day. Everybody finds one of these bikes and brings it in and throws it into the river.
God forbid.
That kind of shit, man. Because kids are fucking vicious.
It's very true. Here's the other situation. So here in the city of Nashua, we have these beautiful lawn chairs. Mm-hmm. At some of the memorials, we also have a couple of. We also have here at the square. What's it called? Railroad Square. Excuse me.
Railroad Square.
Which hopefully when I die they'll call it the Bernie D Square because that was always my square. Anyway,
you got my vote.
Yeah, but at that square and some of the memorials and stuff, and some of the other parks and stuff, there's these beautiful lawn chairs. Beautiful. You could sit, relax.
Oh,
have we seen?
You're going to
have
hit
we
me
seen
with the bad side of the story.
And here's the bad side.
Oh yeah.
Here's the bad side too.
Yeah.
Okay, we've seen the chairs broken. We've seen the chairs flipped up. We've seen these chairs not in its original spot. There's some people that actually use those lawn chairs to reserve a parking spot. We've seen it happen. And unfortunately, we have these, they're like mall rats, but they're like outside mall rats, if you will.
They're park rats.
The park rats, exactly. And they just hover around. You just.
You're not talking about the homeless, are you?
Well,
No, they're not. They're not homeless.
They're in between.
They're
Yeah.
in between.
I don't know how to explain it. I really don't. And unfortunately, these people hover around these chairs because they have nowhere else to go. And that's okay. That's fine.
the homeless, Bernie.
Well, we have so here in Nashua. Actually, you can see it from our office. There's a
particular housing.
It's a housing unit that you rent a room
by the day or by the week. Okay.
Not by the hour.
Bathrooms are community.
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
Bathrooms are community, kitchens community, and I believe there's a living area.
You remember the old YMCA days where it used to be like that. Well, the YMCA here,
kind of shit. Yeah, I get
the
it.
YMCA here is exactly the same way. It
I'm
still
next
has
in the
community.
shower.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's one of those things.
It's almost like a college dorm is really what it like.
And unfortunately, this particular housing unit that exists here in downtown Nashua used to be this beautiful saloon a long time ago when Nashua was first starting to.
It was a whorehouse.
It was a whorehouse.
Are
It
they
was
still
a
in
saloon.
business?
No.
Oh, shit.
No, the people that live there now are kind of like mostly, I would say, from the most part, they're the people that are in transition. They've, they went to rehab and they're trying to get their lives together, or they've been released from jail and they're trying to get their life together. And
They're in limbo. I
They're
call
in
that limbo.
Yeah,
it really
it's
is.
the limbo people, right?
Or they're not all together there, and they're but this is what they can afford.
Or sometimes these homeless people go, listen, I have enough to stay the week in this particular place. And,
That's limbo right there.
Exactly. So this is what this housing.
We're not hating them.
We're not.
Hell no.
We're not.
Everybody in their life has struggles, people. I tell you,
Absolutely.
man. Me, I have struggles. Bernie has struggles. Aaron has struggles. Craig has struggles. We all have struggles.
I don't want to be getting emails saying that we're hating on them
No,
because we're not.
please, Jesus Christ.
As a matter of fact, we've got several friends that
We're
actually
not hating. We're all we're
acquaintances that live there.
doing. We're not hating anybody. We're just reporting as podcasters do what we see out there and what's real. We're not giving you.
You
fake
said that
news.
P word again, and I hate that fucking word. You know it drives me crazy.
What
Podcast.
Oh, okay. On the show.
All right.
And
Kind
I'm
of like
busting your balls.
kind of like when we were,
busting your
when
balls.
you posted about the kid walking around with a machete.
okay,
and
well, we'll talk about that too because that's gonna. This is the reason why this is one of the reasons why I brought up this particular thing because it'll go into that next story.
Oh yeah, so back onto the park rats.
Right, so anyway, and that's the thing. It's like they have this housing unit. It's not like they have